Hello, YouTube. This is Corey P, aka Chorus. I'm here to do my part two, because like I said, I was gonna do a part two. Um, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, but what was I saying in the part one was basically, yeah, where I left off. Excuse me, was I was just talking about like race issues in the gay community, my perspective. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. Basically, yeah, like I'm not trying to get the white man's approval, or like I know that some people say, why it would seem like you're trying to get the white man's approval? Why would you want the white man's approval? It's not that. It's just like, like I said, we're supposed to be a community. Like it's the gay community. It's not the white gay community. Although when you say mainstream, I mean, we already know like when a mainstream culture and any mainstream culture, especially in this country, it's mostly associated with people with white people. But yeah, like I was just saying, like in this community, like we're such a progressive community. It's just ironic to me, like we're still hung up on something. But then again, like I said, the gay community, it's all about it's especially like I said on the male side, it's an aesthetic quality. And yeah, a lot of the aesthetics that people like are like cute little white boys running around. I mean, like it's just like with my issue with the show The A-List, New York. It's like, well, now because now they're about to do Dallas, but it's like in New York City, you don't know any A-list gay black people. Like as many queenie ass stylists and shit running around of color. You couldn't find one that works and is A-list. And I'm pretty sure if you'd approached them and you offered them the money, honey, they would have took it and they would have did the show and they would have did the damn thing. I'm sure. You didn't know any Latinos, any Asians, just all these white people. I mean, I have nothing. I actually like a lot of the characters on the A-list, so it's no shade to any of them. I'm just saying, like, if this is a show, like, this is a show on a network that's supposed to represent the whole gay community, why are we constantly always seeing one thing? And I remember when I was interning at this gay magazine here in Atlanta, and the art director, who's he's really cool with me, he's a really good friend of mine, he's starting to become a really good friend of mine. And I mean, we had this discussion, and it was a joking discussion because it's like me, black, but I was just kind of like, because one of my jobs I had to sort out the magazines that they use as a reference and inspiration for his department, the design department. And I was looking at a lot of the gay magazines, and like, spread after spread, it was the same thing. It was the same look. And I was just like, you know, I'm not trying to be like affirmative action Ken over here, but I really would love to see a little more color in these spreads. I mean, if I see another bubble butt blonde twink, I think I might fall the fuck out. And so, his whole response was like, well, we're kind of a novelty in the community. And I'm like, you know, and I know he was taking a very diplomatic approach because, I mean, he was on the job, so he couldn't say what he really wanted to say because trust me, we got it into it on the way because he gave me a ride home. We got into it all the way home. He was like, girl, but on at the job, he was just kind of like, well, we're kind of like a novelty still to a lot of people. We're like an acquired taste. So, yeah, they have magazines for that. But it's like, why though? And it's like that same issue when I said in one post about gay black pride. It's like if you are tired of black people separating themselves and da 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 da, because like it was like that was one of the publisher or whatever. He was like arguing that he was kind of like, well, I just wish that black people wouldn't go out and just separate themselves and make their own publications and da 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 da. And it's like, well, we have to because if we wait on y'all motherfuckers to do it, you won't. So, and if you feel that strongly about it, why don't you take the initiative? Get some cute people of color in your spreads. Make a conscious effort to have a diverse group of models when you want to do a spread in something. You know, take an initiative, take a step, set an example. You'd be surprised. But see, but then motherfuckers get silent when that shit happens. But anyway, but yeah, going back to what I said, like it's not about um, getting the white man's approval, because I know that I'm cute, like, but you know, like I said, we're a community, and when you want to have things that involve the gay community, you need to make sure you represent every face in the gay community, okay? And you know, not just one, because you know, we're not just cute little white boys running out here. Like, gay black men want to feel beautiful too. Gay black women want to know that we're appreciated too. Gay Asian men want to know that they're loved and beautiful and looked at as gorgeous too. And to tell the truth, honey, and I don't, you know, I'm not Asian, so I don't want to get too much into it and sound ignorant. But from the outside looking in, it would seem to me like, especially in the Asian community, it's like that whole like white is right and it's the best, like that standard reigns. Like it just seems like that is very evident there, and like it kind of bothers me a little bit. I mean, because I think that Asian people, like their culture and everything is gorgeous, and I'm not, you know, I'm not saying that if you're an Asian guy, Asian girl, like you have to date within your race. You got to stick with your own kind, because honey, this is a free country. Especially in this country, it's free. Honey, you date who you want. But like going back to part one when I said about the Asian guy, like it I laughed out of one because it was just like what he said was so asinine. Like it was just so like how in 1 minute you talking about how proud and how Asian you are, how proud you are to be Asian, but then when you were asked the question about dating another Asian guy, you were instantly disgusted. It wasn't like you were just like, well, no, you know, I kind of like, why, well, you know, that's kind of my thing. It's one thing to be like, well, I'm more attracted to this. It's quite another thing to be just to have like a full on disgusted expression. Like he looked like you would have thought that boy asked him, did he eat shit? Because that's the look he had. He was just like, ugh. Like he was disgusted at the fact of dating another Asian guy. Why does that disgust you? I mean, hell, what's so disgusting about that? Like, I don't get it. Especially since you're so proud to be Asian. I mean, I think you'd be the first one in line to get you a cute little Asian boyfriend, being that you're another cute Asian boy. Like, you would be in the front line. I know if I was, you know, me, like, honey, like I said, when I date outside of I come from a place of curiosity. I'm very curious about that shit, and it kind of intrigues me. That's why I do it, because I'm like, I've never dated a Puerto Rican guy. Let me go try that out. Like that's kind of how I am. Okay, like I welcome the idea of that difference, because when I could learn something, you never know. Like, hey, they might know a trick or two that I might like. So, you know, and then they're fun to look at because they're different. Like they look different, and then they think that you're kind of high because you look different. So, like that whole idea kind of turns me on. But that's just me. But I have never once counted out black people or black men. Like I've never once been like, oh, I could never, like no, no. Because if I find a cute black guy that I just think the world of, honey, that's mine, and I'm gonna love it. So what, you know? But like going get back to the Asian guy, like that's what was just so funny to me because I was just like, it's funny that you over here talking about how proud and Asian you are, like you're this Asian spokesperson, but in the same instance, and you about to throw up at the fact at the idea of dating another Asian guy. Like apparently you're not that proud. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just kind of like contradictory to what you were saying. I mean, like I mean, were you saying just to impress the white boys? Oh, look at how Asian I am. Asian's cool. You should try to date me. Like, were you trying to get it from that angle? Like, let me interest these white boys into dating me, this Asian guy. But like I said, on the outside looking in, because I have a good friend. I know that's gonna sound really racist. I have a good friend who's Asian, but I do. And like from the outside looking in, honey, but that, like, I get that. Like he even talked about that. He's like, yeah, a lot of us Asians, we just always want white guys. Like we want white people because we look at that as that's what's beautiful and that's what's the most desirable thing. And why is that? And like I feel like some, especially some gay black guys, like it's kind of like on the fence. You have like with gay white boys, you have those that who are just all about gay black boys, excuse me, who are all about I white boys. I can't date no other black. I want a white boy. I want a white boy, and it's like they have like this whole demeanor when they're with a white dude. Like they just feel proud. They feel special. They feel relevant. And the idea of dating a black person, another black person, just is not what that's not where they want to go. And then I have on the other end, you have like these gay black boys who they are disgusted at the fact of dating outside their race. Like they're just like, I just can't see how anybody would do that. That's ill. I only like dark meat, and so for me, somebody who's kind of in the middle, like I'm just like, look, I get in where I fit in, and in encountering guys of different races, you tend to learn that we're all the same. It's very cliche, but it's very true. Boys are all the same. Men are the same, no matter what race they are. You have good ones, you have bad ones, you have douchebags in every color, assholes in every color, whores in every color. It don't matter. So like, what's the point of us being all? I own it. I own it. It's one thing to be like, well, I'm attracted to, and I tend to go for this. I don't know. A lot of those issues do kind of. I have those questions in my head all the time because as I'm like I said, I'm still kind of new to the neighborhood. So as I'm going through this, I'm learning and I'm observing. Oh shit! I have to call her back. Call you back in a minute, honey. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you think? I just don't know. But yeah, but I had to share that story with everybody, with me and one or two of the people who follow me because I don't have a lot of followers. I would like to change that. So whoever, if you subscribe to me, suggest me to people. I mean, I'm not overly animated, but I think I'm interesting to hear talk. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. If you think you know somebody who would like to hear what I have to say, and if you want me to talk about some stuff, put it in the comment thing. I still have to respond. I forget the guy's name, but he made a comment on my video for a shitty month. He was giving me some advice. Thank you for your advice. Like, I really do appreciate that. And just so you know, like, I'm not just sitting back, not doing anything, you know. But, shit happens. And when I made that video, it was just, I was having a day where I was just venting, like, you know, and I had like a little downtime to vent, so I just had to get it off my chest just then. But thank you for your advice, and you're right. I am responsible for me, and I have never forgotten that. I've known that since I was a kid. That in the end, all I have is me, myself, and me, and God. So thank you for your advice. But yeah. But for anybody who's seen these videos and they want to subscribe and they have subscribed, I mean, suggest people to me. Suggest me to people. Excuse me. Show them my videos. Check them out. See if you like them. I don't know. I mean, like I said, this is mainly my diary. I just do this for my own personal therapy, my own personal thoughts, because I have a lot of them. But I'm about to go because this is about to. So I'll see you.